It's the same ankle, right, that I snapped and had a nasty surgery on 4 years ago. So, yeah, a couple of hard days of training, and you know, you get a little sore, and you're going on a fishing trip, and you want to protect it and make sure that things don't get worse. So, literally, it's absolutely nothing. That's why I said people are reaching, trying to make things that they aren't. I'm getting older, have to take care of my body, have to be smart, and if I can take precautions and lessen something by putting on a boot, I'm gonna do it. And so, sorry that it caused such a whirlwind.
You know, for some reason, I believe exactly what Dak Prescott was saying. But Mike Tannenbaum, you're a front office guy. You guys are born concerned. What is your level of concern of Dak's foot at this point?
Matt, I resemble that comment. Look, he's missed 17 games over the last 5 years, and most healthy 31-year-olds on the planet aren't walking around in a boot. And look, Harry, Bart, they know July is the time of year your body should feel the best. You haven't been hit in 6 months. You've had an off season to recover, work out. And to me, if you're going to go on a fishing trip and it's been sore doing that in the past, hey, Dak, if I was your agent, if I was the GM of the Cowboys, I tell you, go find something else to do. Don't go deep sea fishing. This season's too important to you, to us. And look, the fact that he had something on in July, we'll know in a couple of weeks here when he gets to training camp if they're monitoring reps. I'm sure he'll be ready to go for the season. But I would be concerned, especially when we're talking about a massive contract extension on the horizon.
Look, fishing could be one of the safest exercises you can do. Harry, we were talking pre-show. He said, look, boats get slippery. Maybe he's just being I mean, enough with the do something safer than fishing. Are you concerned with Dak wearing this boot in Cabo?
Hell no. The time I'll be concerned is if we get through the season and at some point his foot is hurting him, bothering him, hindering him from being the great quarterback like he was in 2023. Now, let me say this. Okay. I go deep sea fishing every year out in Alaska with all my buddies, right? And you know, you can slip on a boat or whatnot. Now, part of that was because of all of the tequila and the wine I was drinking on the boat. But at the same time, man, like, listen, Dak Prescott, you have to enjoy life. When you are locked into the football season, you don't get to do much, right? You're focused on football. You're eating, you're sleeping, you're pooping football left and right, or I should say doing number one when it comes to football. But Mike T, it's the off season. The man can get on a boat. He can get on a boat.
I mean, in my opinion, it's a nothing burger, right?
Mike T, get in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Harry, my response is you're going to sign such a big extension. You could buy the biggest boat you want. Let's just do it in 10 years. Until then, like I said, maybe it's hot air balloon. I don't know what it is, but let's do something where you're not slipping, where your ankle isn't sore, and then you could buy all the boats you want in about 10 years.
Yeah, stay off a boat, but get high up in the air in a hot air balloon in a tiny little basket. Stay there for a second. But look, Bart, big picture. I mean, this guy is injury prone. We know he's in the final year of his contract. He's going to want money. He's going to get it from the Cowboys or somewhere else. Right. How much does this give you pause, his injury history with what he's looking for financially?
I mean, for me, it's a nothing burger, right? Because anybody that's been hurt understands the offseason is not when you be the tough guys, when you take precaution. And, you know, I've had a toe injury, and sometimes I throw the boot on because you can wake up and he's in a moment where he's, you know, training hard, right? So you're training hard. Sometimes you get sore, it gets irritated. What I have more concern with is that he has some boat shoes on with a boot, give him sciatica, if anything, because of the compensation, because one leg is longer than the other. But, you know, I'm not concerned with, you know, where Dak Prescott is right now and, you know, the precaution that he took. And everybody knows that when you get on a boat, you can't walk on a boat with shoes anyway. They make you put them in a basket for the most part. So he probably was barefoot when he was there. A little opportunity to get some time, some R&R for himself. The contract's going to take care of itself. And I'm not even concerned with him being injury prone because, you know, I'm not concerned with Joe Burrow. Like, quarterbacks, if you play long enough in this league, you're going to have injuries, but I don't think he's injury prone. I think he has, you know, all the leverage when you consider what the contract is going to be. He understands that if he doesn't get the money from Dallas, he's going to get it from somewhere. And I think, you know, he's afforded some little time off where he can enjoy himself because once you get to the grind, it's on and popping.
Here's what I love that we've done on Get Up this morning. We have uncovered how dangerous boats are. Like the boat conversation, it's like Gilligan's Island at a 3-hour tour. Stay off the boats. But as is the case with the Cowboys every year, Dak isn't the only Cowboy looking for a new contract. His top target, CeeDee Lamb, is too, despite all of the contract uncertainty. Dak remains optimistic, though, about Lamb's return to the team.
CeeDee's going to be ready. A player like that, an athlete like that, he makes my job easier as long as he's training. Trust me, it'll be just fine.
Harry, your reaction. Should Lamb show up to camp without a new deal?
No, because I think the offense is sitting around him. We know Michael Irvin had the single-season record for receptions and yards. CeeDee Lamb just broke that. Also, he was second last year in receiving yards. But here's the most important stat. He was first in the National Football League in yak. No, not the yak that Bart drinks on the regular, but I'm talking about yards after catch. So, CeeDee Lamb, get your money, man.
I mean, when you consider his contract, and listen, you talk about 181 targets last year. He's one of the best in the business, not named Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean? I think that he deserves his money. He'll get his money eventually.
Revolving drama in the NFC East and the New York Giants, who let Saquon Barkley walk after not franchise tagging him. Saquon took his legs to division rival Philly, and lucky for us, when the Giants front office made its decision, the Hard Knocks cameras were rolling.
I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us, and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market says.
That might be front office malpractice, because you could hear it in Saquon's voice. What was your reaction to that exchange after we're just listening to it?
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's like you have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, right? And the man tells the young lady, you know, I really like you, but, you know, I'm going to let you go out there and explore your options. You don't really like her if you're going to allow that young lady to go out and explore her options. And as soon as, you know, Joe Shane said to Saquon, we have your word, right? Bart, right then and there, he knew Saquon wasn't coming back. So don't waste a young man's time. It's unfortunate, though, because behind a bad offensive line, he was able to rush effectively for this football team and save them in the capacity. I think about the year they were able to make the playoffs. Saquon Barkley meant everything, not just in the run game, but also in the pass game. But now he's moved on to better. And you ask for his word to come back? No, it's not happening like that.
If Saquon's got one thing, he's only been healthy twice, his rookie year and in 2022, only time he started 16 games. If there's one thing, but when you hear that as a former player, that exchange, then him taking his legs to Philly, this is a bad look for the Giants.
Well, it's the reality, right? These conversations are had every year. Sometimes we see it on Hard Knocks, sometimes we don't. But the difference is Saquon Barkley is a franchise guy, is a guy that was taken second overall by the Giants. He's a homegrown guy. He's a guy 2 years ago that was 85% of their offense. And the fact that they didn't give him the grace, and it shows you how one-sided this relationship was. In one breath, you say, go out and see what your value is. Then you have the nerve or the gall to say, give us a chance, right? You give us your word, right? Like, why would I give you my word if somebody else is going to show me that they appreciate me much better than you? Why would I say, okay, this is what the market is? And I wonder when he came back for that $12 million number, they already were saying, basically what they were saying, come back to us if you can't get anything. But if you get something, go ahead and take it. And Saquon decided to take it. And usually what happens, and what I've experienced, that the people that appreciate you the most are the people that have to prepare to stop you. So it wasn't a surprise to me that if somebody within the division, and if I'm Nick Sirianni, when the game comes between the Giants, I'm playing this tape for Saquon, and I'm gonna put some gas. I'm gonna gaslight him and see what he's able to do. Because in my opinion, at 27 years old, he still has a lot of gas in the tank, and that's part of the clip that we didn't see.
So to your point,
there are 2 dates though: October 20th. And January 5th.
Yeah.
If you don't think Saquon has those 2 dates circled behind the best offensive line in the National Football League, and skill position players to complement his skill set, it can get ugly for the New York Giants.
We're going to see the best of Saquon because he's going to have more space than he's ever had. And I look at him, Breece Hall, and McCaffrey to probably be some of the most productive running backs in all of football. And Saquon's going to have to do less because he's going to have so much room. And I expect Saquon to have one of his better seasons.
There you go. And we may not have seen Saquon's best in his time in New York. You said he was 85% of the offense, but the offensive line in New York has been awful. Atrocious. And so he's going to a franchise that seems to be put together. Mike Tannenbaum, you've been in plenty of these conversations before. You heard Bart Scott say it. It's part of the business, and we all know that. But did the Giants handle this situation the right way?
No, and it should never have gotten to that phone call. They had a year to sign Saquon Barkley, and as Harry and Bart alluded to, he has been the face of their franchise amongst other things. So to me, excuse me, if you wanted to keep him, you had a whole year to do it. And in our system, Matt, it's all about context. At $12 million a year, as Hembo reminded me, that's 2% of your salary cap. I'm just hard-pressed to think that the Giants don't think that Saquon Barkley, at 27 years old, isn't worth 2% of their resources. And if you take them at face value, what we've heard for the last couple of weeks is it's Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones. The best way to help Daniel Jones in 2024 is to keep Saquon Barkley, and Harry made this point as well. Saquon has 288 catches. He's dynamic out of the backfield. What better way to help Daniel Jones than to get Saquon involved in the passing game? So context is everything. I'm just stunned that they don't think he's worth 2% of their salary cap.
As a passionate Philadelphia Eagles fan, it's hard not to dream about the impact that Justin Simmons could have on our defense. Simmons, a seasoned veteran with a knack for playmaking, seems like a perfect fit for the Eagles, especially under the guidance of our new defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. However, it's clear that Simmons is taking a measured approach to his next career move, prioritizing personal fulfillment and strategic timing over a rushed decision. Justin Simmons, a proven asset. Justin Simmons boasts an impressive NFL resume with 30 interceptions and 604 tackles, which speaks volumes about his ability to read the game and execute critical plays. His experience and skill set would undoubtedly provide a significant boost to the Eagles' secondary, which has been a point of concern. After a disappointing end to the 2023 season, Philadelphia has made it a priority to strengthen this part of the defense, and Simmons' arrival could be the key to unlocking its potential. The Fangio connection. The connection between Simmons and Vic Fangio cannot be overstated. Having played under Fangio's system in Denver, Simmons is already familiar with the strategies and expectations that come with it. This pre-existing relationship would allow Simmons to seamlessly integrate into the Eagles' defense, providing leadership and stability. Fangio's endorsement of Philadelphia as a great destination further underscores the mutual respect and potential for success that this reunion could bring. Strategic timing. Simmons' approach to free agency is both pragmatic and strategic. By staying ready and avoiding the rigors of training camp, he is preserving his health and ensuring that he remains in peak condition for when the right opportunity arises. This method also positions him advantageously for a mid-season signing, where demand and his market value could significantly increase, particularly if a team faces injuries in their secondary. This patience mirrors the calculated moves we've seen from Eagles GM Howie Roseman in the past, such as the mid-season additions of Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh during the 2022 Super Bowl run. Impact on the Eagles' secondary. The Eagles have already taken steps to address their secondary issues, notably with the draft picks of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. While these rookies show promise, the addition of a seasoned player like Simmons would provide invaluable mentorship and on-field guidance. His experience would not only bolster the secondary's performance but also accelerate the development of these young talents, helping them adapt to Fangio's system more efficiently. Conclusion. In conclusion, while the prospect of signing Justin Simmons is tantalizing, it's important to appreciate the bigger picture. Simmons' methodical approach to free agency aligns well with the Eagles' strategic patience. His potential impact on our defense, particularly under Fangio's guidance, could be transformative. As Eagles fans, we must exercise patience and trust that, when the timing is right, Simmons will make a decision that benefits both his career and our team's aspirations. Until then, we can look forward to the continued growth of our defense and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead.
Fluminense terá que conquistar quase 50% dos pontos para atingir número mágico contra a queda. Na média dos últimos campeonatos brasileiros, 41 pontos é a estimativa para fugir da queda. Tricolor terá que faturar 49,28% dos pontos possíveis para chegar nesta pontuação. As contas para o Fluminense escapar do rebaixamento ficam mais complicadas a cada rodada. Neste momento, são 7 pontos de diferença para o primeiro clube fora do Z4, mas não para por aí. Se pensar no número mágico, para escapar da queda, o Tricolor terá que conquistar quase 50% dos seus pontos disponíveis. Enfim, as contas são uma estimativa. Para isso, o GE pegou as medidas das últimas 5 edições do Campeonato Brasileiro e concluiu que o número mágico para o clube escapar do rebaixamento foi de 40,8 pontos, ou seja, 41 no arredondamento. As maiores notas de corte foram em 2023 e 2021, quando 44 pontos foram necessários para não cair. Já em 2019 foram 37, que bastava para evitar a sua queda. Neste momento, o Fluminense é o lanterna da competição com apenas 7 pontos conquistados, faltando 23 rodadas a serem disputados. Há 69 pontos para serem conquistados. Para o Fluminense chegar aos 41 pontos, precisaria somar 34, total de 49,28% dos disponíveis, que no caso seria a metade de seus pontos. Vai destacar que nas contas do GE, a métrica adotada foi o mínimo de pontos necessários para ficar acima da 17ª colocada. A exceção foi na edição de 2020, na qual o Fortaleza escapou com a mesma pontuação do Vasco, mas tendo saldo de gols melhor, por ter acontecido anteriormente e foi mantido, mesmo não sendo comum. Enfim, gente, essa foi a notícia. Eu espero que vocês tenham gostado e entendido. Não esqueça de deixar o seu like e se inscrever no canal. Peço perdão aí, caso eu tenha errado aí em alguma leitura. Estou um pouco gripada também, então fica meio difícil de entender. Mas enfim, gente, não esqueça de se inscrever, tá bom? Deixa o seu like e até a próxima. Obrigada a todos que ficaram até o final. Bom, no Cruzeiro, Matheus Henrique detalha a condição de jogo e revela a lua de mel adiada por acerto. Bom, o volante é um dos 7 reforços contratados, pelo Cruzeiro para a temporada e disse ter se identificado com a torcida do Cruzeirense. Uma das contratações realizadas pelo Cruzeiro na janela de transferência, o volante Matheus Henrique foi apresentado pelo clube nesta segunda-feira e se diz que já é identificado com o projeto do clube e com a torcida. O jogador tem apenas 26 anos e deixou o objetivo de voltar à seleção em segundo plano, no primeiro momento, e relevou que a lua de mel foi adiada por causa do acerto. Complicado, pessoal. Enfim, Matheus Henrique voltou ao Brasil após o fim da temporada italiana, quando o Sassuolo, time que defendia, foi rebaixada para a Série B. O jogador voltou à Itália para o acerto com o Cruzeiro e adiou a lua de mel com a sua esposa, como ele próprio contou. Casei no sábado, a gente na terça estava viajando para a Itália. Ele, no caso, ele estava se referindo a Alexandre Matos, falou que vai ficar para dezembro. Aí eu falei, se você resolver lá, no caso, se ele resolver lá na Itália, vai ficar para dezembro, contou o jogador. Matheus contou que teve um sentimento nostálgico ao ver o Mineirão lotado nos jogos contra o Atlético e o Corinthians. O jogador contou como se sentiu nos jogos do Cruzeiro. No primeiro ano no futebol italiano foi novidade. Fiz gols em grandes clubes. No segundo ano, a mesma coisa. Hoje, na terceira semana, está me despertando algo do passado que não vivia muito lá. Porque o Sassuolo não tem uma torcida tão grande, sabe? Contra o Atlético, estava arrepiado o tempo todo por causa da torcida. Lá a gente não tinha essa parte do torcedor. Jogava quase sempre contra. Agora revivi isso do passado, disse ele. Matheus Henrique detalhou também um pouco do condicionamento físico e aptidão para jogo. Ele ainda finalizou que busca a melhor forma, mas disse que está pronto, né, para ser utilizado. Fiz minha primeira de teste, estava de férias há 3 semanas. Meu último jogo tinha sido dia 25 de maio, disse ele, né, no caso na semana passada, e foi forte. Essa é a minha terceira semana. Claro que estou ansioso, mas acredito que se pressa no momento certo, não vai ser no jogo de sábado que vou atingir o nível que tenho. Então, estou me preparando. Quando chegar a oportunidade, estarei 100% preparado. Enfim, gente, essa foi a notícia, tá bom? Espero que todos tenham gostado. Um beijo e até a próxima.